Look, I think fermentation is incredible, and I think the amount of stuff you can make with it is amazing, but there is nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned pickle. So today I'm going to show you how to make an easy pickle with no vinegar included. So all of you that don't like your pickles very sour, this might be the recipe for you. All you're going to need for your pickle brine is water and salt. It is just incredibly easy and makes some delicious pickles. I'll put a chart on screen now to give you a guideline ratio of how much salt and water you should be using in your pickle brine. And also make sure you've got some mini cucumbers and then just herbs and spices and other little vegetables to give your pickle brine a little bit of flavor. This is completely up to you. Do whatever you want. And I'm really excited for this because this is a fermentation classic. Pickles go back. Pickles is the first fermented food that I've ever heard of. So to be able to make some on the show is brilliant. And this recipe is incredibly easy. It's like all fermentation recipes, it's just too simple. So go get yourself a jar, get yourself some salt, some water, and some mini cucumbers, and let's make some pickles. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your pearl jar. These ones are beautiful and now available on the Freshly Fermented website, may I add. It's quite important that you use the airlock ones on these ones, so make sure that you're using that and not ones where they can breathe. You have to make sure you open that jar lid, because this is where all the pickle stuff is going to go in. So next what you want to do is get your water and just pour it straight into the jar. This will turn into your brine, so it's important that you use the correct amount of water with this one. So once you've put the water in your jar, you need to put that aside and get your salt. Now remember, your salt needs to correlate with the right amount of water that you use, so this is quite important. So make sure that you're using the ratio chart that I've just given you. I'll put it on screen once more so that you can have another look. Now you can put that salt straight into the water, and now this will be your brine base. Now your brine base is pretty much your standard non-flavored brine. You can put the pickles in this if you want. I'd recommend adding a little bit more flavoring to give the pickles a little bit more. So close the lid and give it a shake to make sure that salt is all mixed in there. You want to make that water salty. So next what you want to do is start adding your seasoning. So I've got some crushed chilies here. I've also got some smoked sweet paprika and some cloves. As well as that, I've got some mustard seeds. And it's not just that, because we've also got some garlic here. So what you want to do is pour some of your aromatics in there. I like to put about this much mustard seeds, and you don't want to pour the whole jar in there. You want to give it a little bit of a kick, but not really. So next you want to add some cloves to the mix. Look how pretty this is. Look, you just drop the cloves in there and everything starts sprinkling to the bottom. It's beautiful. So next we've got some paprika. So this is going to give us a bit more of a chili pickle. This is what I'm trying to go for with this recipe. You don't have to add paprika if you don't want to. I just want a little bit of a kick to my pickles. And next we've got some chili flakes as well to also give it a little bit more of a kick. So these should add a bit more spice to the pickle. And look at all the paprika just dropping down. Oh, this is so mesmerizing. Honestly, I'm watching over this and this is brilliant. I love watching this. So yeah, once you've added your chili flakes, now it is time to add one of the most important ingredients to your pickle brine, the garlic. So make sure you're crushing these garlics, chopping them up as much as you can and placing them into your jar. And this is pretty much our pickle brine. This is all we're going to do to it. No vinegar, no nothing. Now give it a shake so it's all mixed up, especially if you're using stuff like paprika that needs to kind of spread around in there. This will help it all incorporate together and hopefully give you a really good pickle brine. So next you want to get your mini cucumbers. Now these are baby cucumbers. I know in the US you can get some dill pickles or dill cumbers. I don't really know what they're called, but make sure you get some of these. I've only got 6 of these. However, I realized that I could have added a lot more. So I'd recommend maybe getting about 12, because 12 will fit in this 1 litre jar. So I'd recommend taking the stalks off because, you know, I just didn't want the stalks on there, to be honest. And now once you've got your stalks off, now is the fun bit, the bit that I enjoyed way too much. Drop your pickles into the brine, because if you put, look, there it is. There, you are pretty much giving birth to pickles here. this is what you're doing. You are giving birth to pickles. So what this should do is, over a 10-day period, all of this liquid should seep into the cucumbers and get into the center bit. Now, when it gets into the center bit, it will start to ferment a little bit in there, and then it will, you know, turn into a pickle, a little pickle. And as you might see, there is not enough brine in there. That's right, I have underestimated how much I would need. And when I like making this recipe, I like making sure that all the pickles are as submerged as possible. So what I'm going to recommend you do, and I'd be a little bit careful, I didn't measure it out, but you can measure it out. Get your salt, get your water, and kind of calculate how much more you need from that. So once you've calculated this, kind of mix the salt and the water together in the jar, and just so it has enough to fill it. A bit more aromatics so that the rest of the water wasn't weakened and the brine wasn't weak at all. Now, as for your fermentation period, I would recommend leaving these for exactly 10 days. If you leave them for any less or any longer, they will not be your ideal pickle. I would recommend giving 10 days. That is the perfect amount of time you need. And what I did, because it always seemed like pickles were sticking out at the top, and that is not what you ever want with fermentation, what I did, every day I picked it up, give it a little shake, and then turned it upside down on itself. And what this will do is allow all of the pickle an equal amount of time to get wet and to moisten up and to get all of that brine seeped inside. Okay, so it's been 10 days, and now we're going to open our pickle jar, and I've been waiting for this one. It smells right. It doesn't have that vinegar tang to it, so that's good, because I'll be honest, the vinegar tang isn't my favourite. There we are. Right, we've got a pickle out. We've got a pickle, and it's soft, which is good. It smells really good. It smells incredible. I'll tell you what, that garlic might have made this a good pickle. Oh, it's worked. It's pickle. It's a pickle. We made pickles! This is incredible. Yeah, they smell good. They smell really good. I'm so happy. So the best way, and this is a little bit insider knowledge, and I have to get this right up to the microphone, the best way to make sure you've got a good pickle is in the snap. So if we snap that, I'll try and make it. I don't think you heard that, but the snap was all right. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. Yeah, it's right. I'll tell you what, it's a spicy pickle, which is what I intended to do. So the chili flakes and the paprika really got into there. It's all right. And you know what? It's not so much a sour pickle as well. You could get a lot of heat in it as well. Jeez, that's really good. I'm really proud of myself on this one, I'll be honest. Now you may be wondering what you can do with your pickle brine next. You can actually reuse it if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to be reusing this one because there's a few things that I would change in it. But yeah, if you didn't want to go through the effort of making more pickle brine, you can use this again. Yeah, I really like this. This might be one of my favorites. If you're going to make this, I would recommend use garlic. I mean, you can put anything else. You'd have to put paprika or chili flakes in there if you don't want to. But I would recommend using the garlic because the garlic really does give it a bit more flavor than the rest of them. That might be one of my favorites I've made by far. Yeah, I like that one. Once again, I'll leave the ratio for the salt to water thing right here so that you can screenshot this and use it in your things. It's really important that you use the right amount of salt with the right amount of water, otherwise the brine won't pick up an actual brininess to it. If that, yeah. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, please leave it a like. And if you don't want to miss an episode of the Fermentation Show, hit the subscribe button below with the bell notification right next to it so you get notified every time we post a video. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you would add to your pickle brine, or tell me what you add to your pickle brine. But yeah, that's all from me. Happy pickling. Happy pickling. That's all from me. Happy pickling. And I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Happy pickling. Oh, that's my favorite one. I love the happy pickling one.